Happy Sunday and last day of March. Wow, March 31st, just flying by again. Okay, so we're moving from the 31st of March and through the first week of April. And, wow. So, let's just cover, starting tomorrow, the 1st of April, going through the 24th, Mercury's going retrograde into Aries. So prepare yourself for another retrograde. We love those retrogrades, right? But I think I told you before, what I do sometimes is I'll make an altar to the planet to like go easy on me and connect and all of that. So you certainly can add something of that onto your altar. And also, from April 6th to the 7th, Venus moves into Aries, and that's a really good time. Venus is, you know, just such a great planet, beauty, love, all of that. It's going to give you more charisma than usual. So for you single people out there that want to get out and mingle a little bit, it's all about that. Now, I am going to cover the 8th because that is the new moon in the new moon solar eclipse in Aries. So for all you Aries, this is going to be a good year for you. This is really going to move things and shake things up a little bit. I forgot to look. And give me a second. I forgot to look at the time it enters in. 1 second. Sorry, I don't have it right in front of me. I will have that for you on next Sunday, which is the day that is happening. So I'll get you the details then. Sorry about that. But Aries, you have something to look forward to. So I hope you're thinking about gardening and planting things and all that as we're moving into April. Although we know on the East Coast, we've had some big storms. In April, Easter, all of that. We've had big snowstorms, so we can't count our chickens before they're hatched, right? All right, we're going to start with the Enchanted Map Oracle by Colette Byron Reed. Haven't used these in a while, and I love these. First week of April. Spirit of Place. This reminds me of the connectedness of all that is. You know, she's there with her head next to a tree. There's leaves falling. She's in nature. She's a fairy. Spirit of place, of wherever place you're in. Spirit is there. Okay, let's see what she has to say. Our ancient ancestors believed that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it. Just as we have a soul, the plants, trees, birds, mountains, and rivers have their own essence. It says, authenticity is the essence of power. When the spirit of place arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your question is in the overreaching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of what you need to control, of your need to control the situation. If your question relates to finding love, then embody love rather than longing for it. Once you find the essential truth that underlines your question and then name it, you'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is your authenticity. Wow, beautiful. Angel Answers by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. I love the colors on these. They're just so pastel-y. Is that a word, pastel-y? Forgiveness. We all know the power of forgiveness and how it's just, you know, can be an intense thing when we don't want to let go because we have the need to be right or whatever. And this is saying just forgive and let go. So let's see. Forgiveness can work miracles. When you release the past, a weight is lifted from your shoulders and a sense of freedom washes over you. Ask your angels to help you let go of sadness or pain caused by others so that you can be free. This card can also refer to a need for self-forgiveness. It's time to let go of any guilt you are holding onto regarding past mistakes you have made. Give yourself credit for having tried your best, even if the results weren't what you would have liked. That's a big one, right? Forgiveness to self. Focus on the changes you've made since they may have made you a better person. Wow. Agreed. The Sacred Traveler. Denise Linn. I don't hear from her anymore. Tsunami, wake-up call. Oh, this could be, you know how a tsunami comes in and just washes over everything real quick, no warning. This could be something that happens in the world or even in your life because you know the micro-macrocosm thing. But this is big. So let's look it up. I don't know what's going on with this deck. I had trouble with it before. And it looks like you look them up by the top title, which would be Tsunami. And I can't find it in this book. So I'm going to, again, let it go. And just say that I stick by what I said. That you could have something that comes into your life very quick. And changes the landscape of everything. Just like a tsunami. Or this could be something physically in our world with an earth change or something else coming. The Divine Feminine by Megan Watterson. I also like the backs of all of these cards as well. They're pretty, nice and bright. All right, let's see what we need to know for the first week of April. Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion. I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. Look at how beautiful is she. She's a bodhisattva, which means she will stay on earth energetically until every last being has come home. That's quite a commitment. Most people would see that as punishment, right? And she's so delicate and beautiful and all of that. So let's look. Kuan Yin. I'm going to read the whole thing. Who is she? Kuan Yin represents the presence that listens deeply to our prayers spoken from the heart. Kuan Yin is an incarnation of Avalokitesvara, or the Bodhisattva of compassion. She is known as the goddess of mercy and is considered to be the most beloved Buddhist deity. Her name translates in Chinese as the one who perceives the cries of the world. She is often compared to the Virgin Mary in Christianity because she intercedes on behalf of those who call out to her with humility and sincerity. Scholars believe that the Buddhist monk was the first to refer to the female form of Kuan Yin in Chinese translations. She associates with the number 33 because she appears 33 times in the sacred text. The Lotus Sutra reveals that the mudra often associated with Kuan Yin is the Yoni mudra. Her cupped hands symbolize the womb to remind us that we all enter the world through the female form. Okay, Kuan Yin was originally worshipped as a male deity, but at some point during the Northern Dynasty, Kuan Yin began to be worshipped as a female. It says the legends contain beautiful accounts of her saving sailors from drowning and rough seas. Kuan Yin is associated with jade because of its protective properties. In this case, it's said to help with going underwater, both literally and figuratively, drowning in the ocean or in a flood of emotions. Wow, I never heard that part. Something made me want to read this whole thing, and I've never heard that part. Isn't that amazing? Drowning in your life or with emotions or bills or whatever. It says, when your soul selects her card, Kuan Yin is about the deep medicine that comes simply from being willing to bear witness to someone else's pain. To really listen, we have to move from the ego to the soul so that the story we are listening to doesn't become about us or trigger us. This also applies to the moments when we are listening to the story we tell ourselves about who we are. We are often far harsher and less forgiving to ourselves than we would be to someone else. Kuan Yin suggests that we listen simply with curiosity. Curiosity allows us to detach from needing to take the suffering of someone we love personally. Curiosity is a door that leads to compassion. It frees us from feeling as though we have to react to what we hear or defend and explain our part in their suffering. We can just perceive the pain that they are in, or we can finally hear our own cries of despair and not seek to judge or justify them. We can just be present to what needs to be heard. I love that. Be present to what needs to be heard. Listening is a lost art. Kuan Yin is the powerful energy of giving witness to our own or to someone else's suffering. Often just a calm, abiding presence of compassion is all that is needed to transform the suffering into clear light. And it says, what pain or suffering can I listen to now with curiosity? And the intention, I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. Wow. Last one, Divine Oracle, Animal Oracle. I want this one. Mercat. Responsibility. Do you take responsibility seriously, or is it easier to blame others or outside influences? There should be a balance between responsibility for others and yourself. Someone may be honoring their word, may not be honoring their word. Developing altruism is important. Teaching others the skills you have mastered is a highly honorable act. So let's see what it says for the magic. Mercat magic is all about altruism and responsibility. Such small but fierce creatures watch out for each other and work as a community to educate and protect. Call upon the energy and magic of Mercats when you need help with yourself or someone else to hold them to their word or to fulfill their responsibilities. Mercat energy is also valuable in facilitating terms in difficult situations or conditions. Wow. So we got quite a week here. Remembering that everything has an essence or a spirit, and that we need to forgive ourselves and others, and seeing what our wake-up call is, or the bigger picture of a wake-up call. And then Kuan Yin, compassion, listening with compassion. And then Mercat, reminding us of our own responsibilities. So, big one. Let's pray so we can change whatever this tsunami energy is. All right, my friends, love you much. Talk to you soon.